Hello, everyone. I'm actually having a hard time hearing right now. I think the cable... Oh, wait, hold on a second. Never mind, I think I found the source of the problem. I was having a hard time hearing the... Wait, what's that? There it is. Anyway, I was having a hard time hearing with the headphones and I was trying to figure out what was going on. But I think the cable that I'm using to connect to the headphones is like dying on me now. So see, one end is like ripped or ripping to shreds. You ever have one end of the headphones like falling apart? And then I have like the other end connected, and I think the other end is like falling apart now. Yep. I tried to like switch it, and yeah, no, it's just getting to that point where it's just not working anymore. So it's just one of those things. Hey, how are you? Welcome. Hi, Faz, how are you? Yes, I remember yesterday. Welcome back. Today we're actually doing a reading of a book, a romance book. I'm gonna get really irritated with these headphones. Hold on. I don't know if me unplugging it and plugging it back in is going to do anything, but it's worth a shot. I do have some good news. I don't remember if anyone recalls what I said yesterday, but I'm going to go to... Yes. That's what we're going to be doing today. We're reading a romance novel, but usually before I do anything, I just chat for a little bit with chat, for like about 20 minutes or so, and then we start getting to whatever we're doing today. But yeah, so I don't know if anyone remembers what I said yesterday, but I'm going to be attending 2 colleges. I'm attending one now, then I applied for one that's going to start in January. Ooh, congrats, Scribs. You reached a 20-day stream streak, so you've been joining the stream for 20 days straight. Congratulations. I think it's a new thing Twitch is doing now, is that they're encouraging you to join a stream consistently, and they give you like a streak with it, which would encourage me, but I have so much going on that I wish I could join a stream consistently, but yeah. Anyway, I have to do one college for 3 courses, and I just finished up one of those courses. So I'm happy about that. I just have to figure out the small knick and knacks and stuff. And then, yeah. Yep. I think I'm going to take a break, though, before I start taking another course. I think I'm going to take a break. I'm just going to see how the knickknacks work, and then if it goes good, I'll take a break. If not, then I'll figure it out from there. You're getting back home after playing, a soccer competition. Ooh, you got a silver medal? Nice. Congrats. Today was pretty easy. I honestly just sat most of the day, which was good. It let me finish a lot of my schoolwork, so that was good, which means I get a free day tomorrow. Not sure how I'm gonna use that free day, but nonetheless, I'm going to use that free day. Probably gonna watch like anime or something while I'm at work. Oh wait, I said I was gonna draw. Maybe, I don't know. I could write a story, I could watch shows, I could draw. I'm going to see where the wind takes me. Yeah, I'm gonna see how that works out. But yeah, I don't think I have any other updates. How's everyone else's day? Faz played in a soccer competition and got a silver medal. Kay's lurking, thank you for the lurk. Scribs, how was your day? I never got a chance to ask. The only other thing I have, just the usual stuff that I mentioned before. I can't wait to stream next week full of games and stuff. I'm getting my schedule ready-ish for next week. Oh, I forgot to fix today's schedule, which isn't much of a big deal. Oh, the boss wasn't there today? Was he supposed to be there today? I was going to ask, because I know the boss wasn't going to be there tomorrow. Chill and slow day. There was that day that, for some reason, there was a month ago, I don't know if anybody remembers, but the internet, not the internet, Amazon services went out, and it affected, like, schools. It affected, a bunch of stuff. And then a couple days yesterday or a couple days ago, a bunch of internet services went out. Yeah, so that happened. I just remember that happening, so it was interesting. So interesting. I'm just surprised how many things are connected that they would affect each other so much. Yeah, Faz, I had a good day today. I just saw 2 kids today, which is rare. Normally I do things all day. So I just saw 2 kids, and then, yeah, I just sat for the rest of the day. I didn't have to get up. Oh, yeah. And then part of the school was out on a field trip. Tomorrow's going to be the same thing. Part of the school is going to be on a field trip. So, yeah, I'm mostly just looking forward to things, honestly. So, yeah, today's been good so far. Yeah, I think we can get started on the book. The book is called, this is my first time reading a book on stream, so I am a bit nervous. I am gonna try to read it the best I can with a little bit of voice acting, because I do want to do some voice acting. I want to try to practice that. Maybe singing at some point. I've considered all of that, but I want to take courses for that, for both of them. But I know with voice acting, you have to at least practice some things. I know whenever I read something, I do try to get into it as I'm reading. Not sure though, because whenever I watch anything with romance in it, especially like read something with romance in it, even like light romance, I get very caught up, so I know that this is going to make me very nervous. So bear with me as I do try to read this. It's called The Love Con by Sarissa Glass. I did get her, I'm going to say they because I don't know what pronouns they use, but I just got their second book. Reading books slowly, it makes less stress. Yes, I will. Thank you. I do appreciate that. I did get a second book that they wrote. It's called Game On. It is another romance novel. Ooh, what is that? Ooh, it's a furret. Okay. If anybody wants to catch the furret on the Twitch side. But yes, it's another romance novel. I feel like... So the book I'm reading today is called Love Con. And... you know what? I should try to get an image up of the book. While I'm doing that, though, this, the book I'm reading is called Love Con. I'd say this one, is probably more in its early 20s. I'd say, considering, because they do have a little bit of a younger mindset, but everything they're doing is for a competition, running their own business. So I'd say early 20s, maybe mid 20s. And the other book is called Game On. That one is where they have their own business. They're running their own company. They're competing against each other. for like two people are competing against each other. It feels much more, maybe like 30s, I'd say, for the characters, because there's much more adult, I would say. Hey RV, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. And I wish that this one would actually let me. There's no transparent for this one. Oh wait, nope, I didn't find it. Nope, that's okay. I could probably get a screenshot. Oh, I do see the Game On one. So, and there goes Amazon. Oh, that actually works. Ugh, AV files. I'll find it later. Maybe I'll find it. What comic books, Faz? I know if I ever go somewhere, I definitely bring manga with me. So I would definitely do the same. Even when I go to conventions, I bring manga with me. They do have manga libraries, but I don't know. I still bring something with me. So I'm going to try to add an image of the book on here. So there's going to be a very big image popping up on screen for like a second. Oh, I don't know how to add an image. That's okay. I just need un momento, por favor. Oh, it's not as big as I thought it would be. I thought that would be a lot bigger. Anyway, that's the book Love Con. Okay, so I'm going to read the back really quick. Sometimes Kenya Davenport believes she was switched at the hospital. How else could a lover of anime, gaming, and cosplay come from STEM parents? Still, Kenya dreams of being able to turn her creative hobby into a career. She finally has a chance to make it big when she joins the reality show competition, Cosplay or No Way. There's just one catch. The challenge for the final round is about iconic duos. The judges want the contestants' significant others to participate. Unfortunately, Kenya is as single as can be at the moment. Luckily, her best friend, Cameron, last year, agrees to be her fake boyfriend for the show. Role-playing a couple in love will force them to explore what they're hiding under the mask of friendship. Can Kenya and Cam fake it until she makes it, or will she be real about her feelings, knowing it could cost her the best friend she's ever had? You know, from the reading the back of it, it sounds like they're both into it, but from the whole perspective, Cameron is the one that's really, really into her. Kenya, not so much. I'm on page 213 out of 302, so only 100 pages left or so. Oh, I gotta charge my watch, but I can't. It was a Malaysian comic book, but I don't know if you tell the title. What's it about? What's it about, Faz? If you're okay sharing. But yeah, the book makes it seem like that's the case. If anyone's okay with spoilers. But it definitely gets into a point where she's starting to become a bit open to the idea, but she's more hesitant to it. It is very natural, though. Oh, Lawa Campus Volume 49. Huh. Oh, that seems interesting. Seems like it'd be a lot of, I'm just looking at it right now, like a lot of random stuff happening, just like at the cover of it. But maybe that's just like the art style. So I'm trying to remember where I'm going to read a little bit of the back for myself just to remember where they left off. Okay, yeah, no, I left it. I left off at a part where they were messing around with each other, so one of those spicy scenes. They did. She is struggling at a point, though. She's making a cosplay duo of Iron Man and Thor. But that one's very controversial because they're not a romantic duo. But she's trying to flip the switch because she's trying to make a female version of one of the characters. But the judges are getting very picky on her and on her face about it. So now she's getting stressed, and Cameron, being Cameron, is more relaxed than she is, as classic duos are in relationships. So he's trying to help her through it. But yeah, let's see how far we can get to that on chapter 21, and I think there's 29 chapters. Oh, a little bit about Teresa Glass is an award-winning author of romance and urban fantasy. Lives south of Atlanta with her husband, son, and 2 attack poodles, and a bulldozer of a cane Corso. When not writing, she likes to collect purple things and jewelry. Yeah, I definitely should be an author. I love purple. And spends way too much time watching K-dramas and anime. Definitely the perfect person to write this story. Okay. Something wasn't right. Unease prickled the spot between Kenya's shoulder blades. In the time since the judges had left, she couldn't shake the feeling of impending doom. She didn't want to admit it, but she was rattled. More rattled than she had admitted to Cam. He'd made a Herculean effort in keeping her spirits up, but the long days and stress were beginning to wear on them. They still had shop business to attend to, and even with Mac and Javier pulling more than their fair share, there were still duties that only she and Cam could do. Making a side note here, she mentioned 2 other characters. As I said yesterday, Cam runs a shop. Javier and Mac are 2 of the employees that help run the shop. So she's worried about the shop's reputation, and of Cameron being able to run the shop, since Cameron is also helping her with the cosplays. So before I keep reading, Faz is asking my favorite comic books right now. I don't read comic books. Not usually. The comic book I'm reading right now is one with Ivy and Harley Quinn. I just can't remember the title right now, but one of their stories where they're in a relationship. Otherwise, I mostly read manga, and the manga I'm reading right now is called A Man and His Cat. So an old man adopts a cat that does not look cute at all, but you go through the story of how he adopts this cat and why, and just the love of having a cat and other characters that come in, and the stories that comes with them of meeting all these characters. It's a really super sweet story. I would recommend it just for a bit of slice of life, and if you really like cats, I would definitely recommend that one. So getting back into the story, she's worried about the reputation. She's always very stressed. I'll say that too. The only relief was in bed, even though lately they were too exhausted for more than kisses and cuddles before falling into too brief sleep. She had to keep reminding herself that the win would be worth it. Cam would get an influx of cash for the shop, and she'd get to hang out her shingles as a costume creator. Their futures would be set. The win was everything. She adjusted a hook and loop strap at his side, then stepped back. How does it feel? Pretty good, actually. Cam turned to her with a smile, arms spread as he showed off the armor. I can move easily, and there's good flexibility at the joints. How does it look? Like a real armor, and not the foam that it is. She stood back to observe the full effect. The only thing missing were the stones on his version of the Infinity Gauntlet. That and her own gauntlet were next on the to-do list. The paint job is amazing. You did an excellent job with it. We did an excellent job with it, he corrected her. Standing the base coat took a lot, and don't forget the detail work you did. With just a little bit left, thank goodness. Pride blossomed within her as she assessed Cam's cosplay. The armor shone in the shop's lights, looking like actual metal instead of the foam. The arc reactor gleamed in the chest plate, then slipped on the helmet. Perfect. Light it up. The big test. Cam had a small switch on the inside of his left glove that powered the light kits in the palms. A button switch just inside the chin of the helmet for the eyes, and a separate switch for the Infinity Gauntlet. It had been a painstaking task for him to get the palms to light up simultaneously and to make the helmet lights work without blinding himself. But the extra work could give him an edge in the competition. Here goes. He touched the switches. Kenya claps her hands together, holding her breath, waiting. Flicker, flicker, on. Yes! Kenya clapped her hands as she bounced in place, then broke into a song and dance. Oh, we got the light show, we got the eye glow, and catch these hands! Cam's muffled laughter emitted from the stoop before he switched the lights off and removed the helmet. Love those moves, babe. I think we officially marked this as a success. I don't like cursing on the stream, but hell yeah, we can. She crossed on him, wanting to give him a hug, but not enough to risk damaging the suit. Good, Cam, you're amazing. This is awesome. He grinned at her, the tips of his ears reddening. Awesome enough for a kiss? A careful kiss now, or a thorough one once you're out of the armor. Yes to both. Happiness fizzed like soda on their veins, yet she carefully leaned forward and met him halfway for a kiss that didn't satisfy either of them. I am not about to read more if this gets any... Yeah, no. I like how I had to stop right here. You have a few more mangas to read? Oh, Yokai Watch? Oh, man. That brings back a little bit. I don't know if I ever got into Yokai Watch, actually. No, I think all I ever saw was the cover, and then that was it. I think the last thing I got into that was big, at least for me, was Bakugan, and I really got into that. Except for the remake. Could not get into the remake. Baltoy has just showed up, if anybody wants to catch that, on Twitch. Okay. No, I just read ahead too far. That's what happened in the book. They couldn't risk her chest crushing the armor with their usual tight embrace. It would take more time than they could risk to repair or replace any part of the suit. He frowned as they parted. Help me get out of this so I can kiss you properly. Yes, sir. See, this isn't even a fake relationship anymore. This is why I wouldn't be able to... I can't. This is why I don't understand these stories that are like, they were friends and then they didn't know if they were really just friends anymore. Like, if there are details like this, it ain't just friends or anything in between anymore. Anyway. She helped him unbuckle and unhook the various pieces, carefully storing all but the Infinity Gauntlet glove into a hard-sided case that would protect the costume during transport to Los Angeles for the finale of the show. He sighed with relief as he pulled the last piece off, revealing the tight black turtleneck and form-fitting black pants he had chosen to wear beneath the armor. Wait, what? Kenya appreciated the way the fabric clung to him, making a mental note to buy him more tight t-shirts and sweaters, something soft and touchable that accented his eyes, but was also easy to to remove. I love the look in your eyes, sweetheart, he said. Then standing so close, I know I can't. It was a mistake for me to read romance. See, I can't say this stuff out loud no more. In the Ultimate games that I do, they don't do stuff like this. This one be getting way too intimate. Chapter title was originally from my friend, but my friend gives me because there's a lot of book. Oh. Scrooge is like, I don't hear any problems. No! Wait, where'd I go? I don't understand flirting like this. Why don't you kiss me the same way you're looking at me? No. I don't, if you're new to my stream, if anyone said this to me, I would be slapping them with this book. Why don't you kiss me the same way you're looking at me? I would be slapping you with this book. I would be slapping you with the nearest thing in reach. And if it happens to be the back of my hand, that's your fault. Not mine. Ew. Anywhere else with anyone else, she would have laughed off the sudden intensity. Even 2 weeks ago with Cam, she might have thought about it, but 2 weeks ago felt like 2 years ago. And in the same time... Hi, Noah, how are you? Wait a second, I thought I saw something. Hold up. Oh, wait, no, I did do that. Okay. That time she had done many things and felt so much more. All thanks to the man standing in front of her with hunger in his eyes. So she didn't think about Javier and Mac. You're doing this in front of 2 people? Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Wrapping up for the day, she didn't think about the camera crew. There's a camera crew. Hi, Sarah. How are you? You doing all right? She didn't think about the camera crew leering over them. All she could see was Cam moving into his arms as easily as iron to a magnet. She looped her arms around his neck, pressed her chest against his for a full body hug, then kissed him. Y'all making it sound like it's more than that, but okay. His hands splayed across her spine as he kissed her. I'm trying to read this. Her back, a slight tremble flickering across his fingers. It was a deep kiss, a Cam kiss, the kind you remembered when you were alone in bed at night, the kind you you bragged to your girls about. I've never done that. The toe curling, blood heating, heart thumping kind, and she was suddenly furious that they were standing in the middle of the shop instead of their living room. All right then. He pulled away with a low growl of regret. I'm going to go change into something a lot less restrictive, then come back to finish your helmet. I want to get you home as soon as possible. It was her turn to shiver. All right then. Are these all innuendos or something? Or are they whispering? Then I guess I better get stoned? Then started on gluing the stones. Oh! Then I guess I better get stoned. Started on gluing the stones on the gauntlets. Laughter trailed behind him as he walked away. Then he stopped, looked over his shoulder, and said, "Are you looking at my ass?" And said, "Damn right I am." He grinned like sunshine. "Glad you like the junk in my trunk. Be back in a sec." I'm gonna be laughing so much at this. Okay, I'm gonna look at chat because chat is like huge right now. You're reading a soccer comic? I know the name of the wait, no, you said comic, not manga. When you say comic, do you also mean manga, Faz? Because I know that there's a soccer manga, and it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it. Blue Lock? Yeah, it's Blue Lock. Hi, Snow, how are you? Love having you here whenever you can. Appreciate it. Hey, Blood, how are you? I need to turn this thing off. Oh, she doesn't drive that fast, but your sister, Sarah, how can she not drive that fast? Snow, you always get like the best emotes. Are you sure that you're not like, are you sure that you just get them by chance and not like buying them? Like, are you like, yeah, just getting them? I'm doing good myself. Found the Cookie Run Kingdom. Ooh, Wicked movies. Is that why my coworker told me to wear Wicked colors yesterday? Is that why she told me to wear Wicked colors yesterday? Oh, okay. I was just making sure. What's the Faz? What's the soccer comic you're reading? Okay. Sometimes, Sarah, not everybody has the need for speed. I know I don't. Where was I in the book? Here we go. She shook her head as she turned back to her workspace. She more than liked it. She was she was more than downright addicted to it. They were going to have a talk once the competition was over. Their relationship, their plans, their futures could go in a myriad of directions depending on the outcome of the contest. She was hoping that they would continue to travel that road together. I'm gonna pause now. It sounds like she's hoping for a relationship now. It doesn't sound like she has any hesitation anymore. I mean, we're less than 100 pages near the end, so I'm glad to hear that she's changing her mind now because she had so much hesitation. He's been emotionally there for her for so long, and I'm glad that this story hasn't been some kind of friend manipulation. He's literally just been in her corner the whole time. He hasn't tried to do anything. He's just tried to be honest with her the whole time. So I'm glad that that's where this story has been going. And I've been very hesitant on the whole. I've never really cared for stories where the friend just has a crush and just hasn't said anything. But this one has changed my mind. So I'm really glad that that's what's happening right now. That one sounds good. Me, you, and the ball kickoff. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. Hey, Mac. Javier called. Are you ready for the happy hour? Looks like the bosses are ready to turn this into Shop After Dark. Yeah, man, Mac answered, switching off the lights in his area. No need to stick around for that. Good night, guys, Kenya said, waving at them. Don't let the door hit ya where the good Lord split ya. Only she, Cam, and Jane and her crew remained. Jane usually left earlier, probably to review the daily footage to slate things for the post-production. She didn't stay unless something interesting was happening. Kenya snorted. Maybe making out with Iron Man Cam in the middle of the shop floor was interesting enough for them to stick around. Not that she wanted to put on a show, but if Cam gave her that look and asked for a kiss, how could she refuse? Laughing to herself, she arranged the fox gemstones and pieces of the gauntlet on her work table. She'd hand-drawn a template that cut each piece out of thinner foam for flexibility before heating and shaping them to fit her fingers. After priming and painting had been completed, she was now ready to glue the gauntlet pieces into the base gloves she had sewn out of sketchy black fabric. She had gone with copper wire fairy lights beneath round metal frames on each of the gloves with the power source in the pocket in the wristband. The plan was to stage a mock face-off at the end. She had switched off the light kit on her gauntlet while Cam turned on his. Then she'd fall to one knee in defeat. This is a lot of detail. With the lights and the metal housings in place, all she needed to do was glue each stone into its socket with jewelry adhesive. Eager to get started so she and Cam could get home sooner. Oh, please, I'm getting nervous. She spun in her chair and rolled towards her stack of supply bins. A light crash sounded behind her. She spun around and scooted forward to see what had fallen, but heard a crunching sound instead. No. Silence dropped like a hammer and she froze. If she didn't move, didn't look, then nothing was wrong, and she could continue with her build. She had to move. She had to look. She had to know if she had just screwed herself. Barely daring to breathe, she carefully planted her feet, then rose. She lifted her task chair to place it out of the way. Oh gosh, and another crunch. She looked. Somehow, she not only managed to knock the largest piece of the gauntlet off her work table, she rolled over it. No. Panic seeped into her veins as she bent down to retrieve the part. A deep crease ran down the center where the chair wheel had rolled through it. That wasn't the worst part. No. The worst part was while she held the gauntlet part in her hand, the battery and housing for the light still lay on the floor. She let out a sound she didn't recognize. Something between bleat and scream as the enormity of her mistake crashed into her. What's wrong? She spun as Cam stepped up to her, her expression tight with concern. She held out her cupped hands, unable to control their violent shaking. He cursed. What happened? I screwed up, she swallowed. I turned too fast and knocked it off the table when I rolled it over. How could I be so stupid, not pay attention to what I was doing? Acutely aware of her voice rising with every word, she tried to think positively, but her mind was quicksand. Blood pounded in her ears. Spots flashed across the edges of her vision. We're on a tight schedule. We're down to the wire. I can't believe I was so stupid. Hey! Cam gripped her biceps. She has biceps? You know you're not stupid. This was an accident. Hold on. We can fix this. How? She pressed a hand to her forehead in an attempt to stem her burning headache and the threatening tears. If it was just a crease, I could use the heat gun to smooth it back out. But the wheel left a gouge in this, Cam. A gouge! His brows lowered in a frown before he knelt to pick up the other pieces. The housing is broken. I know! Her pulse fluttered in her throat as a phantom itch started between her shoulder blades. I don't have anything here that I can use. We've got to get those gauntlets done so I can move on to the body paint and makeup, and then I need to finish. The collar on my vest and the details on my boots. I can't have any setbacks in this close. Babe. Gam tightened his grip on her arms. Look at me. I need you to breathe with me, okay? Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Let's do it again. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Keeping her gaze locked to his, she matched her breath to his until her heart no longer felt as if it would break free of her chest. A tiny tremor wept through her, and she managed to sound less hysterical when she said, "To have something like this happen so late in the game, no, it's not." He slid his hands up her arms to cup her cheeks. "It's not too late. I'll go to the closet craft store and buy everything you need. I'll also grab something quick for dinner on the way back. We'll work on this gauntlet together tonight and be back on the schedule in the morning. While I'm gone, you can try out the body paint and makeup." How does that sound? It sounded like a life preserver, and she latched onto it with everything she had. "Thank you," she whispered, and her voice warbling in relief, and she rested her forehead against his. "I don't know what I'd do without you." "Good thing you won't ever have to worry about that." He placed a comforting kiss to her forehead, diminishing her headache like magic. "I'll be back as quick as I can, okay?" "Okay." She watched him leave. Softer, calmer emotions started seeping through her now that Cam had written to her rescue. That was the kind of man he was, talking her down from her freakouts, offering solutions, but making sure she was okay with them before taking charge. How could you not love a man like that? The words rang like a gong in her head, echoing in her heart. How could she not love a man like that? She couldn't, which meant only one thing. Not only did she love her best friend, she was also in love with her best friend. She was in love with Cam. Her lips tugged up into a smile, and she hugged herself tightly to revel in the emotion and hold it close. It filled her spirit like sunlight after a storm, brightening all the dark corners and giving her an extra boost, desperately needing confidence. She could do this. They could do this. In much better spirits, she returned to her workstation, carefully stored away the remnants of the gloves and fox stones. I'm pretty sure I'm reading that wrong. Then pulled out her tablet, purple body paint, makeup, and trifold lighted up makeup mirror. She found a website that sold fake body parts and had ordered several chins for backup in case she ran out of time to mold and create her own. Thanks to the great gauntlet flip out, she didn't have the ovaries to experiment then, and she wasn't sure she'd feel differently in the morning. She pulled up a headshot of Thanos on her tablet, then picked one of the chins. Not full enough. The second one was square enough, and with the roundness of her cheeks, she could make it work. The third didn't feel right, so number 2 was the winner. She'd still have to build grooves into the chin, but she'd have that for the morning. Her next problem would be figuring out if she needed to put her regular makeup on the fake chin to match her skin tone before painting it over with the purple paint. Probably, but she'd test that one on one of the spare ones first. Before that, she had to get the right shade of purple. She didn't want to be strutting herself across the stage on finale night looking like Ursula instead of the Mad Titan. She painted a couple of different stripes on her inner wrist, then grabbed a gummy worm when her stomach began to rumble. Lunch was a distant memory. So distant, she couldn't remember what they had. Hopefully, Cam would arrive with her supplies and Chinese. Or pizza. Hopefully, he'd show up at any moment. As if on cue, the chime over the door rang. Happy excitement launched her to her feet, ready and willing to greet her returning hero. Oh, son of a... Okay. She froze. It wasn't Cam who walked through the door. It was Jessa, his ex-girlfriend. I'm about to be pissed. Okay. I'm sorry, I really got zoned in on that one. Have I ever bought manga? Oh, yeah, I have a whole library. I have a whole library of manga. To technically have a library in your own house, you need 1,000 books? How many books do you need to be considered a library? Offering to collect it. Wait. Okay, no, it's not exactly 1,000. It could be 500 to 1,000. For a personal library, even a few shelves can count, while some sources suggest 500 to 1,000. Official public libraries as a school or community often have much higher minimums, with some estimates as high as 5,000 or 8,000. Okay, I'm just gonna say I have a library in my house. I have a library. I have... Oh, look at my shoes. Anyway, I have a library of manga mostly. Some very few comics. Oh yeah, you know, wait, hold on. Does Webtoon count as a comic? Faz, I need to know, do you count Webtoons as comics? Are there... I say, Sarah, I say if the number is bigger, it's faster. So R35. Bye, Sarah. Thanks for stopping by. Scribs, so many books. I have, yeah, we have regular, not regular. We have manga. We have a couple games. We have some comic books and then sub webtoon books, hardcovers, novels. We have some from self-published authors. We have movies. We have quite a number of stuff. We have quite a couple of shelves. I do have a database. The only thing I need to keep track of all this stuff is a barcode scanner. I'm going to add that to my wish list. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Adding that to my throne for a certain someone. They know who they are in chat. To get it for me for my birthday, which is coming up in less than a month. Just saying. You know, putting it out there for the universe. You know, the streaming universe, you know, just putting it out there. You know. Need a barcode scanner. Okay. I'm going back to the book. I am real irritated with this girlfriend, this ex-girlfriend. She hasn't done anything necessarily to be that annoying yet, except exist. And I'm trying to think. She's done something else. You're playing soccer? Thanks for stopping by, Fez. Really appreciate it. Have fun. She did something. She also said some rude words. She was just being mean. That was the other one. I'm taking a look at some things right now. Okay. We're on chapter 22. Oh, great. Okay. I was checking some things, and now we're back. Okay. Jessa, Kenya quickly made her way to the front counter to block Jessa from venturing further into the shop. What are you doing here? The other woman glanced around the shop, her gaze landing on Jane and the camera crew. I swear if the camera crew invited her here to cause drama. Okay. Is Cam here? Kenya breathed a silent thanks that her gauntlet emergency had sent Cam out for a while. Now all she had to do was get Jessa to leave before he returned. No, he isn't. Do you want to leave a message? I'm assuming it's the one that you couldn't say to Cam in front of me last week. Jessa's jaw tightened for a moment, then relaxed. That's all right. She plucked her keys and purse down on the counter. I wanted to talk to you first anyways. Woman to woman. Oh, I swear. Oh, hold up. I'm getting heated right now. I'm getting heated, okay? Okay. Kenya's getting heated too. Here we go. Kenya held out to the threads of her temper with sheer force of will. She did not have time for whatever Jessa wanted to start. She was too tired emotionally, mentally, and physically to deal with this, so she had made another attempt to put an end to Jessa's stunt. Woman to woman, I'm pretty sure we have nothing to talk about. Yes, we do. Jessa lifted her chin. We need to talk about... Oh! Okay. There's an ad about to start in about like a minute or so. If you want, leaving the ad on does help support the stream. If you want to support the stream in any other way, I do have a Ko-fi down below with reading and writing services. So I can write a story for you or read a story that you have. And I do have a Ko-fi donation goal to help pay off one of my cat's vet services that insurance did not want to pay for. Otherwise, you can use your Amazon Prime to skip the ads altogether, because we're getting to some girl drama. And you know girl drama has all the fun in it, so. Wait, Kenya narrowed her eyes. Oh, have you been drinking? This was the last thing that either of them needed, especially with the film crew vividly watching. Jessa would surely have regrets in the morning to go with that hangover. Did you drive here? I'm gonna call you a rideshare. No, not until we talk. Okay, fine. Kenya suppressed a sigh as she folded her arms across her chest. Go ahead. You need to break up with Cameron. She figured that would be the point of Jessa's visit, but it still irritated her. Did you really just fix your mouth to say that? I'm not going to break up with Cam just because you want me to. And he's not going to go get back with you just because you want him. Now that we've had this woman-to-woman talk, it's time for you to leave. I have work to do. Then you leave me no choice but to tell him. He needs to know. The whole world needs to know. Oh gosh. The whole world needs to know. Girl, this isn't an episode of not a rhymes show. Whatever you have to say it with your whole chest. Fine. Jessa sneered and pointed at her. You're a liar and a cheat. She threw it. Oh, she threw the first punch. Shock damped her pause. How did Jessa know? Kenya forced herself to stop and think. There was no way Jessa could know about the deal she had made with Cam. Oh, okay. Kenya hadn't told her, and she was pretty damn sure Cam hadn't either. If she had known, what had begun as a fake relationship was now very, very real. Which meant Jessa had swung wildly like a kid with a piñata, hoping for a strike to get the goods. Or she could be thinking that Kenya had lied and cheated with Cam while he and Jessa were still together. Either way, Kenya wasn't about to let someone accuse her of doing something dirty without defending herself. You have a whole lot of nerve coming up in my place of business, being drunk and loud and wrong. You need to leave. I'm not leaving, and this isn't your place of business, Jessa retorted. This is Cameron's shop. You just wreck here. Again, loud, drunk, and wrong. I own a part of it. Make it works. A tiny part, but only because she had refused to take the larger share. Cam had offered, and when she contributed to this startup fund. Cam and I are partners in the business and life, and to make it crystal clear, we didn't start dating until after the two of you broke up. So no, he didn't cheat on you. That's not the kind of man he is, and if you think that about him, well, maybe that's one of the reasons why you're his ex. Jessa's eyes widened with a Molotov cocktail of anger, embarrassment, and hurt. No, it's because of you. You lie and cheat and manipulate and play the victim to make Cameron help you. Play the victim? Oh, this was gonna be rich. She folded her arms. Please, educate me on how I'm playing the victim in this scenario. You take advantage of him, Jessa said, her chin wobbling. He's the nicest guy with the kindest heart, and for some reason, he can never say no to you. Every time you needed something, he would drop everything to help you out. That's why he agreed to help you with this show when he should have been focused on his business. In fact, he's been running to your rescue since high school. Heat stung Kenya's ears as her temper began to fray. You have no idea what you're talking about. Really? He shares his apartment with you. He gave you a job. He helped you audition. Girl's getting called out while she's drunk. He helped you audition for this show. And now, instead of focusing on running his shop, he's wasting time helping you with... Are we sure she's drunk? I don't think she's that drunk. He's wasting time helping you with this competition. I mean, maybe you're holding something over him, and he feels indebted to you for some reason. But I'm betting he just feels sorry for you that you can't do anything on your own. That's why I don't believe this relationship. You're not his girlfriend. You're his charity case. Ooh. Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired. Ooh. I don't know who's gonna survive. Shots were fired. They were fired. I don't know if anyone will survive. Woo! I'm gonna catch my breath real quick. Shots were fired. Okay. Whew, I need to calm myself down. Anyway. Wait, hold on. How long is this? Okay, I have another hour. I'm like, I don't want to stop soon. Kenya froze. Her brain was so overwhelmed by emotion that her body didn't know how to react. Anger scorched her muscles, demanding that she reach across the counter and snatch Jessa bald. I was gonna say, grab her by her weave. I don't know what nationality she is, but grab her by her weave. Grab her by the hair. Make it into a wig. Make it into a wig. Give it to charity. Okay, anyway. Oh, hold on. Where'd I leave off? And snatched Jessa bald. Only her unwillingness to give Jane and the cameras the reaction they had been wanting all season keep her from doing it. Instead, she did the only thing she could. She laughed. Laughed at Jessa's intoxicated attempt to call her out. Wait, did I say Jane? Oh, sorry. Laughed at Jane's desire to fill... Wait, hold on. Oh, hold on. I left somewhere. I gotta go back. Oh, it was Jane. Okay. Only her unwillingness to give Jane. Jane is the one that's been, is one of the judges that's been picking on her. Jane, to give Jane the cameras, the reaction they'd been wanting all season. Keep her from doing it. Instead, she did the only thing she could. She laughed. Laughed at Jessa's intoxicated attempt to call her out. Laughed at Jane's desire to film an angry black woman tirade. Laughed at the absolute absurdity of the day. Laughed at the little niggle of doubt caused by Jessa's words. Laughed so that she couldn't rage or, even worse, cry. She's strong, I'd cry. No, wait, hold on. She's strong, I would scream and cry at the same time. That's what I'd do. I'd scream and then cry, especially if I'm called out. When her laughter, even if I wasn't even called out for doing that exact thing, people calling me names, I'd scream and cry. Even if it wasn't true, I'd scream and cry. She's stronger than me. When her laughter faded, she pinned Jessa with a glare. You're forcing me to take time for something so damn ridiculous. I should send you an invoice. Now, I'm sorry you worked yourself up like this, and at least hope you weren't drinking alone and driving. I also hope that tomorrow you'll be in a better space than you are right now. But I need you to understand. She moved closer, holding the other woman's gaze. You've known Cam 6 months. I've known him more than 12 years. You will never know anything like what you've been through. Like what we've been through. You will never know anything like how deep our bond is. You will never be able to love Cam the way that I do. He will never love you the way he loves me. I think someone threw a nuke back. She's savage. Kenya savage. Kay is missing this. Kenya is savage. She just threw a nuke. She threw a nuke back. Kenya, be nice. She drunk. She drunk. Dang. See, I wish I had a smart mouth. Oh, but that would probably get me in trouble. Ooh. Rage sliced across Jessa's features. You don't expect anyone to believe the two of you are really dating, do you? Or better yet, do you really think people believe that you and Cameron are having sex? Why did they have to bring it up? Kenya laughed at the irony. No one had a problem with her and Cam when they were pretending to be a couple. Now that they actually were a couple and enjoying each other thoroughly, and doubts were coming out of the woodwork, I don't give two shits what everyone else thinks. Cam and I know the truth. There's nothing true about your relationship, because I'm not the only one who can't believe that Cam would give up all. But wait, Cam, no one would believe that Cam would give up all of this. She gestured wildly to herself. For all of that. Excuse me, I don't know if you can see the cover of the book, ma'am. Do you see Kenya? Do you see them curves? Do you not know the phrase, sickness for thickness? Those fives save lives. You know nothing. You know nothing. I also am one of those people. I am one of those people. Woo. She knows nothing. Stick. All of this for all of what? You got nothing. Anyway. You need to... all this sass in here, my gosh. I'm gonna be scrolling through TikTok trying to look at funny comebacks. Some of these funny comebacks come from kids and they're hilarious. Anyway, I need to go back. You need to check yourself, Jessa. the other woman's tone and anger escalated, and Kenya had no idea what she'd do next. Just in case, she made a show of deliberately removing her earrings. Jessa was too drunk to receive the signal, but the cameraman closest to her, judgingly by his excited expression as he trained his camera on her. Frosty anger iced her veins, a frozen calm, solidifying overturning rage. She did not want to give them the fucking show they'd obviously worked so hard to create, but what else could she do? Calling Cam was not an option, but it would only escalate and speculate and give Jane and her crew more footage for next week's episode. Thank God he wasn't here for this drama. I'm being nice because you're clearly drunk off your ass. You're already going to be hungover and embarrassed in the morning. There's no need to add to it. What do you have on him? Jessa demanded, her voice cracking. There must be something you're holding over his head to make him do this for you. Damn it, now tears? No matter what she did at this point, Kenya knew she would be viewed as the bad guy. Still, she tried. You dated him, but it's like you don't even know him at all. I'm not holding anything over him, and it's insulting to Cam for you to think he'd let himself get played like that. Oh, gosh. Okay. I love him, she cried, slamming her hand down on the glass countertop. I love him, and you took him away from me because you needed his help. You're always needing his help, and he always comes to your rescue. Why? A rebuttal sprang to her lips, but Kenya held it back. How could she deny that when Cam had done exactly that earlier? You need to leave. I'm not leaving! Jessa wiped her tear-blotched face. I love him, and he needs to know the truth. You're a mess. Please. She's a mess. She needs to leave. How could her day have gone from so bright to so twisted? She wanted Jessa gone, and her drunken demands too. The only thing she could do at this point, besides physically throwing her out, would be to call the police. But what would that do? They'd arrive, see a hysterically crying petite blonde facing off with a fat and angry black woman, and before Kenya would be able to say anything, they'd have her in handcuffs escorting her out of her own shop. The scene was whacked enough without adding humiliation. Look, what the fuck is going on here? And then the scene cuts there. See, and that's really sad because that unfortunately is true. They're gonna see an angry black woman, and they're gonna think it's her fault because they're gonna see a crying blonde thin white woman. That's too. Wait, hold on. Was that Cameron that came in? Oh, okay, cool. Oh, I need a moment though, because that just makes me mad. That just makes me mad. And the other thing is that there's cameramen there. They're gonna back her up there. Are they gonna back her up? Are they gonna back her up? And it's not like she can call over the phone and be like, can you send a black cop here? Can you send a black cop lady? Man. Oh. Oh, look, a spiel. Okay. I need to hydrate. I am dying. Hold up. I'm dying. Hold up. No, if you're gonna catch it, then I want it. I'll refrain though. Okay, that made me really thirsty. Man, I finished my college course today, and now I feel like finishing this, but I doubt that I can finish this book today. Okay. Let's get her done. Hold up. Okay, I'm good. Wait. Okay, yeah, the mic's on. Anchor shot through the roof as Cam surveyed the scene in front of him. Jessa crying hysterically. The full production crew trained on her. Kenya standing stoically apart behind the counter. One cameraman hovering like a vulture. No, not stoic. He saw the slight wobble of her lips, knew the Herculean effort it took to project a calm, cool, and collected demeanor. Whatever had happened, it clearly had been designed. Ooh, good catch, Scribs. To hurt or anger Kenya. Neither was acceptable. Nothing mattered more than getting to her side and shielding her from all of this. Jessa blocked his way, tears streaming, arms up to embrace him. Oh, Cameron, I'm so glad you're here. This is horrible. He ignored her to make a beeline for Kenya, gently taking her by her shoulders. Are you okay, sweetheart? Momentarily blocked by the camera, she drew one stuttering breath and another. I'm fine. Rage bubbled like lava in his chest as the need to protect her burned through him. He noticed her earrings on the counter, and the thought that she'd believed she'd have to physically defend herself incensed him further. Why don't you go home? I'll deal with this. I'm wondering right now where the food is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm wondering where the food is. But we'll come in early tomorrow. Knock out both gauntlets, and we'll knock out both gauntlets then. You don't need to deal with this bullshit anymore. Let me take care of it. I'll be home as soon as I'm done here, okay? She stared at him for several heartbeats, as if trying to find a particular truth in his eyes. Finally, she sighed and dropped her gaze. Okay, you need to call Jessa a rideshare. She's been drinking. He waited until Kenya headed to the back exit before turning around to face Jessa and the crew. I'll ask again, what is going on here? I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't leave. I want to make sure everything is settled. I don't want to... I want to make sure everyone's okay. Okay, back to the book. I came here to talk to you, Jessa said through her tears. But she got angry and I got scared. He held up a hand to stop her. That didn't sound like Kenya at all. Her anger, like her hurt and her fear, was an emotion she kept tightly controlled because she hated showing vulnerability. It took a lot for her to erupt, a lot more to show it. What did you say that made her angry? Ooh, snap, snap, snap. I didn't say anything that wasn't true, Jessa insisted. I told her the truth. Cam gritted his teeth. He wanted to get home to Kenya, to hold her, to make sure she was all right, but he needed to find out what happened so that they could talk about it. What did you say? She's using you to get what she wants. Can't you see that? She leaned closer. I can help you see it. I can prove she doesn't love you, not like I do. You're right. His words dropped like a gravel demanding silence. Everyone looked at him in shock. Ooh! The cameras quickly focused on him, and he had a sneaking suspicion that Jane was somehow behind Jessa's appearance, maybe even the gauntlet issue. Anger tightened his jaw. He needed to get everyone out of the shop before he said something that he'd regret or worse would harm Kenya's chance to win. Jessa wiped her eyes. So does that mean you agree with me? You're breaking up with her? Whew, okay. No. No, he laughed. I'm not breaking up with Kenya. That's never going to happen. But I said I agree with you. And I do. Kenya doesn't love me the way you think you do. Her love is so much more. His voice softened. I've known her for half my life, and she has had my back every minute of that time. She's my cheerleader, my partner, and my lover. I try my best every day to give her all that and more because she deserves it. I love her, and I'd sooner stop breathing than stop loving her. She's using you. Her voice small and tight with unshed tears. How can you not see that? How is she using me when I'm helping her like she helps me? When I support her the way she supports me? We're partners, and we're in this equally. Together. I don't know how else to explain it to you. And honestly, I'm done trying. This isn't fair. It isn't fair that you chose her instead of me. Look at me. How can you give all of this up for her? Oh no. I know she ain't talking. I didn't hear anything from you for months after we broke up, Cam informed her as he pulled out his phone, patience wearing thin. As soon as you hear that I'm dating Kenya, now you're concerned. I don't think your problem is that I'm dating someone else. I think your problem is who I'm dating. Red blotches melted Jessa's face. That ungrateful bitch didn't deserve you. Ooh. Hi, Rin. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Snap. My girlfriend was concerned about you getting home safely tonight, so I'm going to respect her kindness, which you definitely don't deserve. And get a ride share for you. You can wait for it out front. Her mouth dropped. You can't just throw me out. He crossed to the front door. Do you want me to have you arrested for trespassing instead? You have until noon tomorrow to come back for your car, or I'll have it towed. We need the space for customers. But goodbye, Jessa. He held open the door. I hope you have a good life. Whew. She stared at him for a long moment before snatching her things and pushing past him. You're going to regret this, you bastard. Cam sighed as he closed and locked the front door. He saw Jessa's friends get out of the car and canceled his rideshare request. He couldn't help wondering if they had pushed her into doing this, or if it was coordinated effort with Jane to attack Kenya while she's alone. Anger surged again as he spoke without turning around. All of you, get the fuck out of my shop. We're still filming? The hell you are. We are done for the day. You want to keep filming? You can get out the front door and finish what you started with Jessa. I'm going to my girlfriend. He didn't say another word as he waited for Jane and her crew to pack up and leave. Didn't look at them when he set the alarm and made his way to his truck. Didn't give them the satisfaction of further reaction until he was safely in his gated complex. Kenya's car wasn't in its usual spot. Anger evaporated into concern. Why wasn't she home? Where did she go? He dug out his phone to call her and discovered a text message instead. Needed to clear my head. Be home soon. What he had experienced with Jessa had been unpleasant, but it had to have been much worse for Kenya. He recalled the look of vulnerability she only allowed him to see and curled his hands around the steering wheel so he wouldn't chew his nails to the quick. She was hurting, but she wasn't there, and was nothing he could do about it except wait until she returned so that he could help and tell her how he really felt, then spend the rest of the night proving it. I don't really know what that means, but okay. Oh, that was a hot scene. There was so much action in that one. But welcome, Rin. Were you doing more drawing? What were you up to? How you doing today? I'm gonna take like a small break over here. I feel like I always need to put something on. Oh, I need to take a picture of this. if I'm gonna be doing anything tomorrow. Oh, still don't know what you should do for the day. What are your options? I usually feel like that. I feel like I have too many choices. Finally remembered. Oh. Play a game or draw something or fix update model more. Play a game or draw something or fix model more. When you look at these choices, play a game. Wait, what is that? Oh, okay. Or preparing for your model's birthday in the next 2 weeks. When you look at those options, which one sticks out to you? There is a psychological trick to it. But which one sticks out? Which one of these sticks out to you more? I'm taking a small. Yeah, so when you look at this, do you feel one of these call out to you? Play a game or draw something for someone. Like when I look at play, game, or draw, I feel playing a game sticking out to me. Like I feel that my head is telling me to play a game when I look at those choices. Oh, nothing? Okay. I can see that. Sometimes flipping a coin helps. So if you flip a coin and one side is fixing a model or playing a game, and whatever you get, that's what you go with. Oh. Huh. Oh yeah, that would make things difficult. Maybe it's time for a break. Next week I could do something like that. That's why I'm taking a break right now. I'm like resting a little bit before I keep reading the story. I'm worried on where Kenya went. I'm worried on where she went. I think I'm ready to keep going though. How many? I don't know if we have enough time to get to the next. How many pages? 10? And we have like 20 minutes or so. I think we can do it. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading, and then that'll put us about closer to about halfway done. Okay. Emotion churned with hurricane force through Kenya's body, generating nervous energy she couldn't alleviate. Not ready to go home and wait for Cam, knowing Janelle was out with her man. I can't remember who Janelle is. Oh, Janelle is her friend. Why does everyone start with a J? That's too many J's. Janelle was out with her man. Kenya headed to the only other place she could go that the film crew couldn't follow her parents' house. Oh, if she never prepaid, I wouldn't do it. Always do like half payment up front or something. That's what I would recommend. I know that they lost their dog, but I mean, you have to make a living too, so everyone has to do something. Unless they're your friend and you know them really well, that's one thing. But if you don't know them, I mean, business is business. Lights were still on when she pulled into the driveway. She rang the doorbell before she could change her mind. Her parents knew Cam almost as well as she did. They would be able to give her advice on how to talk with Cam, how to sort through the jumble of emotions that buffeted her. She hoped. Her father answered the door, mouth dropping open in surprise. Kenya? What's wrong? Where's Cameron? She glanced behind her. Silence blanketed the street, but this wasn't a conversation she wanted to start on the doorstep. Can I come in? Her father stepped back to allow her in as her mother made her way downstairs to join them, trying to sash on her robe. Kenya, is everything alright? Is Cameron hurt? I'm gonna add in here, her parents are very strict on her. She did not want to... Her parents didn't support her at all doing this cosplay competition. They wanted her to use her engineering degree. But she went for it anyway, so they were disappointed, but they were surprised and happy for her when she was doing well in the cosplay competitions. So they're happy for her. They helped raise Cameron, like they supported him in his goals and also running the cosplay shop, and he was doing very well, so they're very supportive of him and his ambitions. So that's why they're asking about him a lot. And now that they think that they're dating, even though technically right now they're still fake dating, they're asking about him a lot, which kind of shows. Mom is still very strict with Kenya. Dad is a bit softer with Kenya, so that's why they're kind of acting like this. No worries, Rin. I kind of distract myself with reading anyway. But no worries. Okay, so I'm going to go back to where I left off in the book. No, he's alright. I mean, he's physically alright, but... I already forgot where I left off. Okay, his father took her by her shoulders. You're obviously upset, which means this isn't a conversation for the foyer. Let's go to my study. Kenya followed her parents down a side hallway. 2 doors stood opposite each other, one her father's study and the other her mother's office, neither of which any of the kids had ever been allowed into before, not even as adults. Her father called it a study, but Kenya called it a professor's man cave. Solid oak bookcases lined one wall, laden with books. The other walls were painted deep forest green. A flat screen sat on one wall with a recorder player and a collection of records in cubbies. Below and a pair of leather recliners in front of it. The third wall anchored a massive desk covered in books, study journals, notes, and a laptop. Next to it is what appeared to be a minibar. Her father gestured to her to take one of the recliners with her mother, while her mother took the other. You said that Cameron is all right. Then you qualified it to say physically fine. So what happened, and why isn't he here with you? He has to deal with Jessa. Jessa? Her mother echoed. His ex-girlfriend, Jessa? Kenya nodded. He had to go out for some supplies. While he was gone, Jessa showed up. She was drunk and angry and wanted to confront me. I have a feeling the producer put her up to it. What? The story spilled out of her in choppy bursts. Her father crossed to his minibar, opened the cabinet to extract 3 shot glasses, then poured golden liquid from a crystal decanter into a glass. Each glass. Stuttering her thanks, Kenya drank her shot, gasping as the liquor burned down her throat. That's one thing I'll never understand about drinks. Why are you drinking something that burns? Anyway, it was awful, she said, digging into her tote for a pack of tissues. And the production crew was there to film every moment of it. I should have known something was up when they didn't leave at their regular time. Oh, they horrible. Anyway, how did Cameron take it? Her father asked. He was furious, she confessed, dabbing her eyes. He came back during the last bit of the argument, and Jessa tried to play victim. He told me to go home and that he would handle it, but I was too keyed up to go, so I came here. Her fingernails dug into her palms as she fisted her hands. I'm still furious. The crew clearly wanted to see a fight between me and Jessa. She said some pretty heinous stuff, and I can't help thinking that one of the production assistants took her to a bar and talked enough smack to get her to charge over the shop and show her ass. I'm glad Cam wasn't there for most of it, but he heard enough. She pressed her knuckles against her forehead. I hate that he was exposed to that. I hate that this hurt him. I hate that we have to figure out how to manage this before we go back tomorrow. If you hate it so much, why keep doing it? Her hands, her heart, and her mouth dropped as she stared at her father. Dad? It's not a rhetorical question. He poured himself another drink. You come over here, upset, telling us this story, saying how much you hate it. Is doing the competition worth everything it's costing you? I'm gonna pause here. I hate how literal... I don't... Oh, man. I hate how literal some people can be, though. Sounds like script sometimes. He's like, why are you doing it then? Stop. Stop it. And I'm like, shut up. That's not what I want right now. Stop being so literal. Let me complain. Let me have a freak out. Let me be dramatic. Man, stop solving my problem. Let me... Don't make me... You're making me feel dumb. Anyway. Sometimes I do that, though, with my clients. Because I work as a counselor and I do that to them sometimes. Scribs. Sorry, I'm a fixer at heart. Sometimes I do that with the people I work with, though. See, what I like to do with my kids, is I like to remind them that they have control of the problem that they're complaining about. Like, I had one kid say, I didn't get a sticker today. And I just look at them and I say, and? And they're like, well, I'm sad. And I'm like, okay, what do you want to do about it? How do you want to keep being sad? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do to fix it? They're like, and then we walk through how to fix it. They usually say, well, okay, I want to play with the sand that you have in the corner. I'm like, okay, let's play with sand. And then we keep talking about it. And I'm like, okay, what made you sad? They're like, well, I didn't get a sticker. And I'm like, okay, how do you get a sticker? How do you think you can get a sticker next time? How do we fix this problem? What can we do? And and that's usually it. You know, that's honestly what happens. I feel bad because I'm very blunt with it, but I really want them to be able to realize you have the ability to fix whatever's going on. And this is what you do. You don't have to keep feeling the way you feel. You have the ability to control it, the situation that you're in. It's blunt, but I do like the theory that I use. And this is the best way that I know how to use it right now, at least. At least with the young ones, because I have to go really fast with them. I only have like 20 minutes to talk to each kid, so I have to go through it fast. Anyway, he asked her, is it really worth staying? You come here upset, telling us this story, saying how much you hate it. Is doing this competition worth everything it's costing you? The thought of giving up the show and what it meant for her future clammed her palms. She rubbed them against her thighs. I don't hate the competition. I don't hate what we're crafting. We work well together. It's the producers trying to create drama where there isn't any. Isn't any drama, her mother echoed. You're here, and Cameron's with his ex-girlfriend, after she got into a shouting match with you at a shop. Cameras rolling. How is that not drama? Mom, stop! Why? Man, she's looking for support, man. Y'all gotta... Where's the support in here? She flinched in the face of her mother's logic, reverting back to her childhood defense of staring at the floor and wallowing in emotion outburst. We don't have to give the production crew what they want. We just focus on finishing the costumes and going back to Los Angeles for the finale. Do you think Cameron can do that? Her father asked. Do you think he should do that, just to pretend this incident didn't happen? I didn't say that, she replied, flattening all emotion out of her tone. I said we'd talk about it and decide how to move forward together. Her mother placed her shot glass on the table with precise movements. Baby, have you considered that Jessa might be right? Oh! That Jessa might be right? Did her mother just... What? Maybe you're not using him the way she meant it, but you must admit that you lean on Cameron far too much. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I understand this. I understand this. Her hands numbed as icy shock streaked through her veins. Her mother agreed with Jessa. Mama! Her mother's expression balanced between concern and sternness. It's time for you to give up this foolishness. It's time for you to stop depending on Cameron to bail you out. You're a grown woman. Act like it and stop taking advantage of that poor boy. Oh! See, hold on. I'm mad for Kenya right now. I'm mad for Kenya because... Well, hold on. At the beginning of the story, it didn't seem like she leaned on him, but now that I think about it, I think she actually did lean on him quite a bit. In high school, she defended him a lot. But I think as she got older, well... Hold on, I'm gonna keep reading because now I'm confused. Hold on. Her mother's expression balanced between concern and sternness. It's time for you to give up this foolishness. You're a grown woman. Act like it and stop taking advantage of that poor boy. Kenya drew back, stung. I'm not taking advantage of Cam. Really. You've talked him into backing one far-fetched scheme after another for years. Now you have him doing the biggest, most expensive scheme ever. He promised to look out for you, but you're taking advantage of his feelings and going too far. Ooh. I don't like where this is going right now. Shock chilled her veins. It was as if her mother had given Jessa the words to say. They were eerily similar. So many things punched into her brain at once. She had difficulty focusing on the whole of her mother's words. She picked up the first thing that rose up from the noisy confusion in her head. Cam promised to look out for me. He promised you and Dad? We asked him to, her mother answered. We knew high school wasn't going to be easy for you, even... Wait, hold on. Did I skip a page? No. Wait, where'd that line come from? That line doesn't make any sense. Okay, I guess it's somehow related to the last line. He promised to look out for you, but you're taking advantage of his feelings and going too far. Cam promised to look out for me. He promised you and Dad. We asked him to, her mother answered. We knew high school wasn't going to be easy for you, even more than normal, and you wouldn't have your brother or sisters there to look out for you, so we asked Cameron. Kenya squeezed her forehead in disbelief racing through her. You asked a 13-year-old boy who'd just lost his mother and an alcoholic father to be my what? My babysitter? My bodyguard? Cam needed someone to connect to, her father explained. He needed to be needed. Ooh. Ooh, dang. Ooh, dang. The tea is getting a little hot over here. Ooh, a crogunk. No, hold on. This sounds like they were using him too. Ooh, your parents set you up. That's a nice arranged marriage you got there. Anyway. With your repeated flights of fancy, someone needed to watch out for you, her mother retorted. Who knows what sort of trouble you would have gotten in if Cameron hadn't been there. You're blaming me for being a teenage girl. Another chilling thought nearly stopped her heart. Did you pay him to protect me? No, of course not. As your father said, he needed to be needed, and protecting you gave him purpose. We nurtured him, treated him as if he were our own, helping him with his studies, helping him plan his future, writing recommendations for college, teaching him responsibility, something we apparently failed to instill in... So you paid him to raise your daughter? What is this? We nurtured him, treated him as if he were our own, helping him with his studies, helping him plan his future, writing recommendations for college, teaching him responsibility, something we apparently failed to instill in you. Your father even talked to his father during one of the sober periods, and he agreed to have us designated Cameron's guardians if necessary. Cameron appreciated the stability we gave him. In exchange for looking out for me, Kenya staggered to her feet, horrified. How could you do this to him? We assumed that you would grow out of your hobbies and focus on college and a real career as you got older. Her mother's lips pressed into a thin line. Unfortunately, you continued to cling to this ridiculous costume dream, so that boy has continued to indulge you, even if it means taking a financial hit. Stop calling him boy, she snapped. Cam is a grown-ass man, and you are a grown-ass woman, her mother shot back, clearly exasperated. It's time for you to come to own up to the responsibilities of adulthood and stop using Cameron as a clutch. I'm not using him. He loves me, and I... Oh, Kenya, her mother interjected, her words all the more powerful for their softness. I think he thinks he loves you. I think he may even want to love you, but I would have just walked out of the house at that point. Because you've known each other forever. Because you're safe together. That's why you need to let him live his own life. Free of continuously coming to your rescue. It's not fair of you to hold him back for his dreams so that you can follow yours. Each word her mother spoke was another brick on her back. I don't know why she came back. She didn't like her parents in the first place. Each word her mother spoke was another brick on her back, crushing her hopes, dreams, and confidence until her only doubt, disillusionment, and distress remained. She clenched her hands, trying to hold back her words and hold back her tears, hold back everything that would weaken her further in her eyes. Did Cam have dreams he hadn't shared with her? Was he spending money on her that he needed to put into the shop? Was she holding him back from going after his true goals because he felt obligated to look after her? The thought that she had hindrance to Cam's slashed deep, just as opinion that she could have passed off as jealousy. The thought that her parents believed she was a burden to him slashed deeper. God, she didn't want to say the words, yet they clawed their way up to her throat, like a feral cat desperate to be released. You don't think I'm good enough for Cam, do you? You really think I'm holding him back? Kenya, her mother softened. I know this seems overly harsh, but it's past time you face the truth. Give up this foolish dream that's done nothing but cost both of you money and time that you could have spent building a real career and cost Cameron. Kenya threw up her hand. Don't, she whispered, her voice thinned with the effort to speak normally past the scream welling in her throat. She wanted to believe that her mother didn't know how much her words hurt. Or maybe she did, but didn't care. Tough love and all that. Please don't say another word. Her father, ever the peacekeeper, stepped forward. Kenya, we just want both of you to be happy. Oh, that's a bunch of... That's a lie. The lie detector has determined that was a lie. Liar. Sir, I think you need to check your pants. They are on fire. Where'd I leave off? I keep losing my place because I keep having to stop. Oh, hold on. I read ahead because I got lost. She laughs at the taste of bitter on her tongue. No, you don't. Because if you did, you would let us live our lives the way we want, doing what we want to do. You trust us to know what's best for us, what makes us happy. But no, what you want is what you think is best for us. Who gives a fuck if what you want makes us happy or not? Don't you dare use that language in this house, young lady, her father demanded. Apologize. You gave her alcohol, though. Anyway, I'm sorry, Kenya backed up a step, but her heart shredding. Why didn't her parents understand? Why did they think she was so incapable of making decisions for herself? I'm sorry that you think me saying the word fuck is the worst thing that happened tonight. I'm out. She lunged for her keys and tote, then spun for the door, needing to escape her mother's harsh words and the heavy truth that laced them. The ride home passed in an emotional blur. Kenya pulled into her parking spot, noting that Cam's truck was already there. She killed the engine, gripping the steering wheel. Silence wrapped around her, but it did nothing to quell the thoughts stampeding through her brain, threatening to become an avalanche she couldn't hold back. Aw, her relationship with Cam was a lie. Yes, the romantic relationship had begun that way, but it had grown into something real. At least, she thought it was real, but the friendship, the decade of being in each other's lives, was that only because her parents had made it worth his while? Did Cam even see it as friendship or as protecting a flighty teen girl who's practical minded enough to take care of herself? Ice clammed her hands, causing them to shake as she gripped the steering wheel. She had known her parents barely tolerated her artistic expression, but the idea that they had so little faith in her, that hurt. Saying she was a burden on Cam. She had been holding him back, stabbed deep, crumbling her foundation. I read English. Chipping at her confidence. My eyes are getting blurry. I think I'm getting tired.
Oh, look at that. I'm getting sleepy.
Oh, no. Okay, forewarning. When my voice starts getting like that, that means I'm getting real tired and I start getting loosey-goosey. Oh, no. I'm getting real tired. Oh, no. That's a sign I need to stop reading soon. Anyway. Where'd I leave off? Oh no! I'm reading ahead again. Anyway, Ice clammed her hands, causing them to shake as she gripped the steering wheel. She had known her parents had barely tolerated her artistic expression, but the idea that they had so little faith in her, that hurt. Saying she was a burden on Cam, that she had been holding him back, stabbed deep, crumbling her foundation, chipping at her confidence. She wasn't sure of anything anymore. Earlier, she had thought she had fallen in love with him. Oh no, now she had doubted herself. She had thought she had fallen in love because of how he made her feel. But now she wondered if it was because of what he had done. She thought of him as her knight in shining armor after he had ridden to her rescue over the gauntlet. She'd flipped out and he had taken care of things. When she came back to the shop, he had sent her home so he could take care of that too. She thought it part of what made him lovable, instead of being in love with him just because. Another bolt of thought left her grasping. What if Cam wasn't in love with her? She had told her parents that he was, but she had never heard him say the words. Had she? There she was, thinking of love and their future and soft, squishy things. What if none of that had crossed his mind? What if he was satisfied with friendship 2.0 because he was finally getting something out of their Oh no! Something out of their relationship. No! No, her heart twanged hard at that thought. Cam wasn't that kind of guy. He just wasn't. You better remember that. More doubt slithered in. How could she be sure? She had been sure they were lovers moving forward together. She'd be sure they were ride or die partners, them against the world. But the truth was, she was needy and he needed to be needed. Okay, that is not a healthy relationship or a mindset alone. Anyway, she dug into her bag of her tablet, powered it on. It only took a few moments to access the shop's accounting software to find the proof that would confirm or deny her mother's accusations. Numbers didn't lie. The shop wasn't in trouble, but it was a close thing. If one of their regular customers bailed, the shop would take a hit. Cam would take a hit. The only certain cushion he could have was taken up by her being on the payroll. Did he think she couldn't handle anything on her own? Had he spent so much of his life looking out for her, and she had spent so much of her life expecting him to that it had twisted into some codependent thing? How was she supposed to face him now, knowing all of this? Breathe in, breathe out. She couldn't pretend nothing was wrong. Not with Cam. But she could pretend it was the shit show at the shop that bothered her, and not the revelations her parents had dropped on her. The thought of being fake with Cam churned her stomach. This was Cam, her best friend, her ride or die, her lover, her partner, the love of her life, the one who had made her high school bearable. Except instead of doing it as her friend, he had been her protector, coerced into the role by his own sense of duty and her parents' concern. And she had taken advantage of that, and of him. It had to stop. Her lips split open in a silent scream. Her lungs, too, constricted for air, the pain too deep for her tears. She couldn't keep doing this to Cam. He had been through so much and deserved a life free of burden she and her parents had placed on him. Moving on was the least she could do for him. She had 3 options. She could go in tonight and tell him she was quitting the competition. Oh, hell no. It wasn't worth the price they were paying. She'd then clean out her savings account to give to him, put in her notice and move out, then work out some sort of arrangement to pay him back for everything he had done for her over the years. If she didn't want to quit, the second option was to stay in and win the competition. She would give him all the prize money, then insist they were a team for whatever costume department she'd get to work in. She'd forge connections, work her ass off, prove she was more than a publicity stunt. Maybe Cam and his shop would get hired for different sets, and they'd naturally grow apart as their work took them in different independent directions. If she didn't win, she'd be left in the nuclear option. She'd give every penny she had to Cam and move out, but not back to her parents. She'd get a job using her degree, get a place to live, get an independent life. Maybe she'd even find a job out of state. She would prove to all of them that she wasn't a burden. None of those options included being with Cam, living with Cam, or even maintaining a friendship with Cam. They couldn't. She had doubts that their friendship would survive in any of the 3 scenarios. How could it, if what her parents said was true? He'd be hurt at the outset, maybe even angry, but eventually he'd accept it. He might even believe that she'd done him a huge favor. He'd get to find the happiness he deserves without having to worry about her. And if she shriveled and died a little inside because of it, that would make it hurt less, right? Her hands shook as she opened the visor mirror. She looked exactly how she felt. Digging into her tote, she extracted her makeup bag and did a careful touch-up job. Nothing she could do about the redness of her eyes, but hopefully Cam would think her upset with being ambushed, not about what Jessa said, what her parents said. She tried to force her lips into a smile, but could only manage a grimace. "Get it together, girl," she whispered to her reflection. "Don't let anyone see you're hurt. Don't give any of them the satisfaction." Another attempt, much better results. She could do this. She could fake her way through the next few days. Wearing the confidence mask she had worn through the competition, she just hadn't planned to wear it for those she loved. More or less together, she exited her car and made her way to Cam. There's only like 50 pages left. How are they going to wrap this up? Hey, Belle, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So on the cover, we have the Love Con. And the Love Con is about a character named Kenya. We're almost near the end, actually. It's about a character named Kenya. Her parents are trying to make her use her engineering degree, but she wants to make cosplays for a living. So she took part in she wants to take part in a cosplay competition and win a lot of money. Oh gosh. And win a lot of money. But yeah, she needs the help of her friend Cam. And Cam has to be her fake boyfriend for a while. Thing is, Cam actually does like her, and they have to, even though they have to fake being in a relationship, he wants to make it a real relationship. So they go through the ups and downs of that. So far we're going near the end, and we're finding out a lot of secrets. At this point we are only 50 pages or so away from the end. I'm trying to get a new schedule in for when I normally stream for this. Haven't really had a definitive schedule of when I will read, but otherwise, yes. Normally I stream at 7 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time. I need to put that on the schedule. I need to put in Central Time. Thanks for reminding me, Belle. I completely forgot about that. The story that I make on Wednesdays. That's a good point. No, the story that I write on Wednesdays, that one, I read like a little bit, but I don't read the whole thing. I just focus on writing it. But yeah, no, the one I have up here is called The Love Con by Cericia Glass. I don't know if I'll read her second book. Her second book is called Game On. I'm kind of more interested in reading, because I saw it all over TikTok about at one point. It's called the Hello series. It's a little bit like this one, and by that I mean it's focused more on heavyset characters. So I'm interested in seeing those. LoveCon is a little bit spicy, but not really. But the Hello series is quite spicy. Not that I'm interested in reading that out loud, but I don't know. Maybe it'll give me some confidence. I don't know. But we are at the end of reading because it's a little past 9. I really wanted to finish that last chapter, and I'm mad because we just hit a really serious part of the story. And I want to know how they're going to end it, because there's only like 50 pages left. Normally when an author writes a story, at the 50 page mark, at least should be coming down to an end, at least a brighter point somewhere, like a mysterious point. But this one is like still a high point. They just dropped a bomb with only 50 pages left. That I don't feel like they normally do that. Yeah, they don't normally do that. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna see who we can raid today. What is today? Thursday? Okay, we'll be back at it again next week. Next week, I will be able to... Oh, what is that? I saw something shiny. Anyway, I will be back. Normally, I stream 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time, but next week, I am off from work. I am off from all of my jobs. So, next week is a different streaming schedule. I'm streaming in the morning. Oh my gosh. I know, right? I'm doing that because 1, I will be able to stream longer. 2, I want to spend time with my family in the evening. That's when they are available. So I would like to be able to spend time with my family in the evening. So that's why I'm streaming in the morning. So I want to spend more time with everybody in the morning, spend time with my family in the evening. So that's why that is happening. So I'm going to look for someone to raid. I see a friend of mine streaming. Hey, it said they were streaming art. Oh, wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong person. That is not them. Hey, it said they were streaming art. They are not streaming art anymore. Oh, wait, no, they are streaming. Oh, they're streaming with someone else. That's what's happening. Okay. I like to... Hip, hip, hooray. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Belle. I see another friend that's streaming. I usually try to rate people that are doing art because I love to support artists. When does my birthday fall? My birthday month is in December. What time, or shall I eat some candy so I feel silly? Rainbows and unicorns. I'm thinking next week's stream is going to be at 9 a.m. That's what I'm thinking. Over the weekend, on Sunday, usually Sunday night, I'll post the stream schedule on X or Twitter, Blue Sky. I forgot to post it on my YouTube channel, but usually Twitter, Blue Sky, and Threads. What is this? What button am I clicking that I'm having a problem looking for streams? Did they change the way Twitch is again? Or is just nobody online? Okay. I found the button. It was just weird. Does anyone have plans for the weekend? You wouldn't be surprised if they did. Who's playing a Disney game? Oh, there's someone else that's doing a reading. I'm looking for all the artists right now. I'm not seeing many artists right now. Man, I remember when Splatoon was out. That was like so hype. I thought I saw Cookie Run. It says Cookie Clicker. Yeah, I would want to go if only if I was able to like play a game, so I understand that. Oh, I had no idea what was happening there for a second. You meant your grandfather. Yeah. No, that makes sense, yeah. I'm not seeing many options to raid right now. Do you think there's anything else you can do, Belle, in the meantime? Or there's any other thing you want to do? If that's not an option? Yeah, I'm not seeing many artists right now, or any, like, close friends or anything that's streaming. Or, like, anyone that I haven't, like, already rated, so... I'm gonna take one more look. Oh! I see one person. I think the people that I usually watch are all like in the morning. Yeah, I know things change and that's hard, so it's always better to focus on you and what you want to do in the meantime. Okay, the person that we're going to raid is called hold on. I'm trying to get their name. But I don't know if I'm reading it right. I think they changed their name, or it might have been something that they did on stream. Dinosaur VT, a VTuber. It's a VTuber that I respect. They started with a Suica model, and then they worked their way up. They support artists. They do pop-up TikToks of artists that they've commissioned, so they do supports that way. They do a lot of fun stuff. Looks like they're playing a game that looks like it's coming up in popularity right now. What's it called? RV There Yet. So they're streaming with other people. And yeah. Technically their name is Danny. They're a Kuromi vampire VTuber. Kuromi vampire VTuber. So they're super cool. So let's go ahead and raid on over. I'm going to get the raid ready. But before I do, I'm going to look one more time in chat. Yeah. Belle, I know it's a lot. Just take time to focus on you and take care of you. We're here with you whenever we pop up, so always feel free to join us whenever you can. Otherwise, though, we'll be back at it again. I need to find this button. Hold on. There it is. Otherwise, we'll be back at it again next week, Monday morning. Yeah, we'll be back at it again Monday morning. Keep your eyes out this weekend for the stream schedule, and I can't wait to see everyone. Get your potions, get your broomsticks. I hope you remember your spells, because I don't. And I'll see everyone on the other side. Bye-bye.